Hello, I'm Dr. Cassandra LeClair, and this is my podcast, Being Whole with Dr. Cassandra LeClair. I'm so excited that you're here today. On this first episode, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself and talk to you about why I started this podcast and what I hope to achieve through these conversations. So, again, my name is Cassandra, and I am a communication studies professor. I teach people about relationships, be it their family relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, other partnerships, the relationships you have at work, and all of the ways that we create connection with other people through our communication. So I focus on things like identity and feelings and emotions and the ways that we process things and raise our awareness to hopefully achieve a deeper connection with other people because we are seeing who they are as authentic individuals. So in addition to being a professor where I teach people about relationships, I also am an author, and I wrote a book called Being Whole. And this book for me was a journey of self-discovery. It was about my own healing period that I had to go through to really recognize some of the coping mechanisms and things that had impacted me from situations in my childhood. So what this podcast is it's going to be me talking to many different people from all walks of life, different professions, different backgrounds, and really asking them questions about where they've been and what they've gone through and what they have done to keep themselves whole. So for me, this is something that's really important because I know that all of us have trauma or crisis and stress. Unfortunately, human suffering is a universal concept. So I want to continue to share stories and provide a platform for other people to share their stories, because I truly think that one of the things that can connect us is recognizing that we have all had difficult experiences, and it's how we go through them, it's how we cope, it's how we move forward, and it's how we recognize those feelings and talk about them and integrate them into other aspects of our life that can really keep us feeling whole and complete. So I really am curious to learn from other people about how they do this. Not everyone loves to talk about feelings as much as I do, so it's important to think about the different ways that people overcome challenges, be it professionally or be it personally, or whatever it is happening in the world with them. How do you get through? How do you keep yourself grounded? How do you keep yourself going forward? And what are the things that maybe make it harder for you? So I'm really excited about these conversations. I really feel as though it's going to be a wonderful space for people to see different pieces of themselves in others and hopefully find that connection and that encouragement too, to recognize that you're not alone and that other people are also working really hard to be the best versions of themselves in all sorts of different ways. So again, one of the reasons this is so important to me is because I had so much work to do for myself. I am a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. That's something that I never told anyone. That's something that I never talked about. It took me many, many years, decades, in fact, to be able to really speak about that and say it out loud and to really have processed that trauma in a way that not only can I acknowledge that it's happened, but I can now teach and educate others about what that looked like for me, what it did to me professionally, personally, psychologically, emotionally, all of those things. But the only reason I'm able to come to that place and have this conversation and to be open about those things is because I really had to work to heal from them. I had to actually be present and think about all of the things that I had gone through. I had to go back and really acknowledge the ways that by not healing from my traumas, I was keeping myself in a state of crisis and stress. So this, to me, again, is something that nobody else would have realized that had I not started talking about it. Nobody else knew the ways that I was really struggling. On the outside, I looked like I had things all together. And most of the time I felt pretty good, but there was enough time where I didn't feel great, or where I would do things that maybe didn't make sense to myself or to other people, because I really was struggling internally to understand why I wasn't happy, or why I felt frustrated, or why I felt so stuck. So again, the whole point of this for me is that when I finally started to recognize pieces of myself that needed more work, when I finally was able to think about the ways that I did have power to heal from certain situations, and I started to recognize the ways that maybe I was still hanging on to some coping mechanisms that I didn't need anymore, or some coping mechanisms that maybe started off as really healthy, but gradually became things that weren't healthy for me anymore. So recognizing who I am now, where I am, but without pushing anything aside. Instead, by bringing it in and integrating it and understanding that where I've been, everything that I've experienced does make me who I am. But I also have a lot of choice and freedom and flexibility to choose how I feel about things every given day and to be the person I want to be going forward every single day. So this again is hopefully going to be something just really uplifting and inspirational, but also really informative. The types of people that I'm talking to are really, it's a wide variety of individuals and people with different professions, different hardships. And again, the ways that you work through things, not only personally, but professionally. We're going to talk to a bunch of different individuals who have moved through wonderful careers and who are going to share some of their own struggles. I'm going to, of course, ask people about their communication because that's what I do. And we're just going to hopefully, again, showcase the ways that each of us have different lived experiences, but through our stories and through storytelling and through creating these connections, I think we can all collectively help one another have more empathy and have more compassion just through, again, some understanding and hopefully some listening to other people's stories. So thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited about this new project. Can't wait to see where it goes. And feel free to send me some feedback. I know I need some artwork and everything here yet, but we're just getting started and we're going for it and not going to wait until, things are perfect. We will evolve and adapt and grow and change. And I hope that each of you do the same. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.